Welcome back to Olfactofiles. I'm Tara, and today I have a really exciting first impressions for you because it is of a fragrance that I've wanted since the moment it was announced, and that is Angel Share by Kilian. And this one is gorgeous. If you take a look at the bottle here, it is made to look like a whiskey glass, and that it does. The box itself is just a pretty simple little black cardboard box. It does have some texture to it, but you know, I don't really care too much about that because I don't save boxes anyway. So just so you know, just a pretty simple black cardboard box. But the bottle is stunning. Look at this. It's so beautiful. So I was a little disappointed to find out that this is plastic, but I will say it's not the lightest plastic I've ever felt. It's still plastic, but it does have a little bit of weight to it. I don't know if you can tell, but it has the Kilian sort of logo on it there. You might be able to tell now. But it does have a little bit of weight. It doesn't feel like super cheap, but obviously it feels cheaper than glass would. So anyway, I was hoping this would be glass, but it's not. The bottom is though glass, and it has that little metal plaque on it. Really pretty, but the most exciting part is what is inside. As you might know, Kilian comes from the Hennessy family, so his family has a rich history of cognac making, and they have a lot of money. But the cognac making part is what really inspired this. It's basically a line called the Liquors Collection that is supposed to, you know, have influences from the distillation process. Now, cognac itself is a brandy that is made from distilling white wine, and it can have a lot of different nuances depending on the types of barrels it's aged in, the types of wine or like grapes that went into the cognac to begin with. There's a lot of things that can vary, including like the aging process. But the color of this particular fragrance does look similar to many cognacs, and that of course comes from the barrels that they're aged in, because as you might know, white wine does not look like that. But anyway, I was super excited to get this. I just got it. Like I said, this is going to be a first impression. I've been wearing it for about 2 hours now, so I can't tell you anything about longevity. I can tell you a little bit about projection, at least for the first 2 hours, but this is not a full review. I will probably, I shouldn't say probably, I'm sure this is going to show up in another video before too long, and then I will go into more detail with some of those other aspects. But for now, let me go ahead and tell you about this fragrance. So like I said, I sprayed this on a couple hours ago, and I sprayed it on my arms here, and I can definitely still get a decent amount of projection from my arms. I can smell it when I'm just sitting here. I don't actually have to raise my arms to my nose. I can't really tell you anything about the sillage, but the projection, at least in the first couple hours, is pretty good. I've been able to smell it on me the whole time. I will say the opening is sweeter than the dry down so far. And typically fragrances often get sweeter in the dry down. This has gone the opposite direction. When I first sprayed it, it had quite a bit of sweetness there, and I'm not sure exactly what it's coming from, but it's almost like it reminds me of the distillation process where like early on there's all the sugars still in the whatever it is that you're making, right? It's not technically alcohol yet, I guess, but the opening does have more of a sugary sweetness, so I thought that was really interesting. Now, I definitely get the oak pretty much throughout the wear, at least so far in the first couple hours, but there are some other notes that I've picked up here and there that I think they could actually be notes in the fragrance, or it could be sort of an aspect of this cognac accord because, like I mentioned, cognacs can have many different flavor profiles, and one of those can be like a fruity or vanillic profile, and that is what I'm getting here. I'm getting a bit of almost like a dried fruit, like a dried dark fruit kind of smell, and I'm getting a touch of a vanilla kind of smell in addition to some slight nuttiness, but I'm not sure. That could be coming from the oak sort of barrel note that's in here as well. But I do get some oak or some woods for sure. I get that cognac with like a slightly, you know, dried fruit vanillic aspect to it. And I get a touch of like a nuttiness to it as well. Those are the main things that I'm getting here, and I love it. It smells so good. If you are a lover of cognacs or whiskeys, or even if you don't like the way they taste, but you just like the way that kind of boozy fragrances smell, I think you'll really like this. I think it's perfectly unisex. Oh, I think it smells so good. Smells so good on me, and I think it would smell good on a man as well. I think it would smell good on anyone. I literally think it is dead center unisex. It doesn't lean masculine to me. It doesn't lean feminine. Now, obviously, because this is the first day I've had this, I haven't been able to try it in the summertime. It is about 60 degrees here today, so a little chilly, hence the scarf. But I do think that this would be best suited for fall and winter just based on the way it smells to me. So I think it was a really great time for Kilian to release this particular fragrance. I really enjoy this, guys. I hope that it does last quite a while, but I will have to get back to you. I do think it'll probably show up in another video soon, as I mentioned in the beginning. You guys have been asking for a fall fragrances video, and I would imagine that this will probably make that list because so far I'm really enjoying this. So anyway, that's Angel Share by Kilian, but I did also get a couple samples that I just want to quickly do a first impressions. Haven't smelled them at all, but this came with a couple samples that I'm gonna smell for you guys now and tell you what I think about those as well. Now this first one up is called Intoxicated, and I think this is the one that's supposed to have a coffee note in it. I know I've seen some people on YouTube talk about it before, but it's been a while. Oh, I'm not getting coffee right away. I'm getting like a cardamom spice. Okay, okay, all right. As it's settling, I do get some coffee beans, not like a sweet coffee. Maybe that will develop some more, but I'm still getting the cardamom. That was strong in the opening. There could be a touch of vanilla in this as well, or even some woodiness, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure that was cardamom in the opening and it's still there. It smells like cardamom to me. And now there is a touch of coffee, but it's still not as strong as the spice. I'm gonna have to wear this on skin to kind of really test it out. I'm covered in Angel Share right now, so I'm not gonna spray it on me at the moment. But that one's interesting. It's not exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, it does seem like it's developing more of the coffee note as it's drying on the paper, but definitely gonna have to test that out. Not love it first sniff, but I don't hate it either. Potentially on skin, it could be fantastic. Last up, I have a sample that's called Woman in Gold, and I do believe that Hillary from the Borough has this one, I think, and I think she likes it, probably, if she has it. But anyway, she and I have very similar taste, so if she likes it, I'll probably like this. So let's go ahead and give it a spray. Oh, this is very different from the other two that I've been smelling today. Yeah, this is a floral fragrance. I'm not sure what floral it is right away. I do think there could be a bergamot sort of note or some sort of citrus, but I think it's bergamot in the opening. Gosh, I cannot tell you what floral that is, or florals. It's probably more than one. Could be a touch of rose in there, but I feel like there's something in addition to the rose. Also, I think this one has vanilla, but you know me, I love vanilla and I smell it everywhere. Doesn't mean it's in there, just means I want it to be in there, but I do think this has vanilla. I would say vanilla, rose plus other florals, because the rose is not super strong. This is not like a rose fragrance to me. It's just a fragrance that has rose plus other florals in it that I cannot figure out. There's something else going on in there too. There could be some like sandalwood in this, or some sort of woodiness in here. I don't know what kind of wood. There's a little bit of woodiness, a little bit of vanilla. The bergamot sort of like slight citrusy thing that I smelled right away is gone, so maybe I made that up. But yeah, definitely some florals. That one's interesting too. Definitely gonna try that on skin as well. Seems like, you know, there's some promise there that I could really like that one. I think both. I think both the samples could potentially be ones that I enjoy. But I can certainly tell you that I love Angel Share. I really love this fragrance. So anyway, guys, this is available on their website now, I know for sure. Also, it's available in some stores if they have a Kilian counter. However, I don't think it's going to be available on other websites besides the Kilian one for another couple weeks. I'm not positive, but I do know you can get it on the Kilian website right now, and I know that you can get it at Kilian counters, I think. I know you can get it online. Anyway, also you could have gotten it pre-order, and so maybe some of you also have this already. So if you have already smelled this, maybe you have it, maybe you got lucky and smelled it somehow in a sample, let me know your thoughts. Is this one that you're interested in picking up after hearing the notes? What do you think about the bottle? Are you also bummed that that's plastic? Let me know what you think. Overall, super happy with this purchase. It's $195, by the way, guys. So I think it's, or maybe it's $190. It's $190, I think. So slightly less than their normal pricing, but also plastic cap. So there you go. you give and you take. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression of Kilian's Angel Share. I loved being able to try this out. I'm so glad that I added this to my collection. It was a blind buy, quite obviously, and I know I'm trying to get away from that, but my goodness, I just couldn't say no to the packaging and those notes. So anyway, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am planning to do a live this weekend on some Ducita fragrances, so stay tuned and join me for that if you can. But otherwise, have a great day and I'll see you later. Bye.